If elected, what would you do to help continue to promote job growth and grow Florida's economy?
I think that's the biggest issue that anybody in leadership position at the state level faces, is trying to diversify, not just improve the economy, but diversify it. This is a two-legged stool with tourism and construction and development related industries doing very well traditionally in Florida in good times, and one absolutely has to diversify the economy in order for it to be more stable, and Florida really needs to take this last recession as a lesson in how important that is. So first of all, I would hope to bring up and be able to get past both House and Senate the restoration of funding to Enterprise Florida, so that they would in fact have the ability to offer a carrot and be competitive with other regions. Obviously, they have to be accountable if there are problems with Enterprise Florida, and I've heard from my competitors that there are. They need to be fixed, but they also need to be properly funded and agile enough to be able to take advantage of opportunities. In addition, I am a big supporter of improving our education system. The product of our graduates, both from K through 12 and from universities, makes up our workforce. And if our workforce is not either properly trained or ready to be trained, we cannot be competitive. And we are very fortunate that our new Senate president has education very, very high on his list. And the last thing that I would do is promote that Florida try extremely hard to emphasize catching up on transportation. Transportation, education, and having the ability to recruit businesses to Florida and to help expanding existing businesses really need advocacy, and I will be a strong advocate for those three things.
How would you improve Florida's healthcare situation?
That's a very, very difficult issue, especially since a lot of it really is controlled at the federal level and not at the state level. But there are things we could do. First of all, I think Florida should have passed the expansion of Medicaid. The Senate voted for it, the House did not. In fact, the House felt so strongly against it, they ended the session before they'd even passed the budget. Sort of resembles the Congress that everybody is so angry at. I think we need to bring it up again, try to reach a compromise. We're paying the money anyway, and there are a lot of folks that are ending up in the emergency room that could have been treated much less expensively. In addition, there has been some sophistication attained in the ability to have what's called telehealth care, to be able to have doctors give some help and maybe for existing illnesses, or help in advising people what to do when they are ill without necessarily the cost of visiting their physician. That would help curb costs. So we got two problems. Number one, we've got still lots and lots of uninsured people, that we are not expanding Medicaid, even though the federal government has said that they would pay 90% of the cost. And number two, we need to try to lower costs, which probably means some reanalysis of the regulations that cost doctors so much time before they can prescribe anything for their patients.
What challenges do you see in Florida's K through 12 education system? And if elected, what would you do to address those challenges?
That's an interesting question. There was a study done in 2003 by McKinsey, which is a big think tank that does work for governments and very big corporations. And they explored that in detail, going to all kinds of different countries, those that were successful with the most productive school systems in the world, and those that were not. And their conclusion was, beyond a certain point, putting more money into the system does not do the trick, and making classrooms smaller does not do the trick. I taught school to try to help put my husband through law school, and for a couple of years after that, although I was not trained, I have some experience in seeing what makes a good teacher. It's hard to know, but the conclusion of the McKinsey report was that we need better teachers, not better pay in smaller classrooms. And they suggested several mechanisms to try to achieve that, which included a little PR to get students in college interested in education, to be plumbing the potential students who are doing really well as opposed to those that are struggling the most, to have better teacher training, and to maintain some sort of communication between the older successful teachers and the brand new teachers to help mentor them. And last but not least, to have early and quick intervention for young students who are falling behind. It's generally concurred that by third grade, if kids aren't reading on level and starting to add and subtract and stuff, they will be handicapped for the rest of their lives. I am Nora Patterson. I do have a Facebook page. Actually, I have two. I have one as a private citizen and one as a candidate. I have a website, norapatterson.com, where you can find out more about me. I would love to hear from people. Both the website and the Facebook give people the ability to contact me.